Okay, lesson 2 on radicals is simplifying radicals. Okay, so first example I'm going to give is root 32. Okay, in your head you have to have what are all the perfect squares. So let's just write them over here on the side. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, we got 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, etc. Okay, so now ask yourself, what is the largest perfect square that we can divide 32 by? So your answer should be 16. Yes, it can divide by 4, but you have to try to take the largest one. If you take the 4, you're going to end up doing multiple steps instead of just one step. Okay, so since we picked 16, 16 times 2 is 32. So I'm going to rewrite this as root 16 times a root 2. Do you see how I still have a root 32? Then what does root 16 become? Well, the square root of 16 is 4. So now we have a mixed radical. So we broke this down. Okay, root 300, let's try. Okay, you have in your head, what is the largest perfect square you're going to divide that by? Alright, I found 100. So root 100 times root 3 is the same as root 300. Okay, now the root 100 I can break down to be a 10 and then 10 root 3. Alright, let's go again. You have 6 root 20. Okay, so 20, what can I divide it by? The largest one is 4. So I'm going to break this down. So I'm going to go root 4 times root 5, because that's the same as root 20. What about the 6? It can't be forgotten about, so it is multiplied at the front still. Okay, now let's change this root 4. So now that would become a 2. Can't forget about the 6. Still timesing by root 5. And then I can put my coefficient together. So my final answer is 12 root 5. If you want to check your answer, here's what you can do. You can go 6 root 20 equals 26.83. 12 root 5 equals 26.83. Okay, that's a way you can check your answer, that they came out to be the same value. Okay, last one of this type. 2 root 75. Okay, so look at your perfect squares. I'm going to divide by 25. So 75 is equivalent to 25 times 3. Don't forget about the coefficient 2. Change the root 25 into a 5. And now combine the coefficient to be 10.
Dance tickets will be on sale during lunch hour from the trophy case today and tomorrow. Dance tickets are in front of the trophy case.
Okay, so the final answer is 10 root 3. Okay, let's combine from lesson 1. 3 root 20 plus 5 root 48 minus 6 root 45 plus root 12. Okay, root 20, it divides by 4, so I'm going to go root 4, root 5. Bringing the 3 into the front. Now I'm going to change the root 4, so that becomes a 2. And now I'm going to combine the coefficients. 2 times 3 is 6 root 5. Okay, root 48. When I think about my numbers, I can divide that by 16, because 16 times 3 is 48. Okay, so this 16 becomes a 4. Then 4 times 5 becomes a 20. So 20 root 3. Okay, 45. Try to get yourself a perfect square to divide in there. The largest one is 9. Root 9 times root 5. Can't forget about the 6. Root 9 is what I changed, so that becomes a 3. So this becomes negative 18. See where I'm getting the 18 from? Root 5. Okay, root 12. I can divide a 4 into 12, so 4 times 3. I'm going to change the 4 into a 2, and that's a plus. Okay, now from lesson 1, I can put together similar terms. So I have 22 root 3's, and then I can put together my root 5's. So 6 minus 18 is negative 12 root 5. And that is my final answer.